Warning, Caffeinated Conquest features adult nerds using adult language. Seriously, don't say we didn't warn you.
It's a Batman night.
Oh, not quite.
It's terrible not to happen to this cruise.
Alright.
I'm pretending like I'm looking busy, looking at my watch as I'm waiting for him to pull up and everything.
So you kind of have to give Fiero directions.
Where to, master?
Left, not the other left.
We're gonna
Okay, maybe right. No, that's the wrong way. That's the left.
Forgive me, European driving.
You know, I'm sort of just leaning up against the window, looking outside of it. Realizing what an awful mistake I made in trying to recruit people to the Anarch movement.
Do we come across Schreck on the way?
No.
Okay.
So you drive, you guys get to the mansion. It looks, or it's not quite a mansion, it's a very, maybe it is, who fucking cares. You guys get to the place that you are going.
McNeil's.
It is an estate. And you can see it does look like he's got some people patrolling the grounds. And as you pull up to the gate, one of them will very warmly sort of like approach the driver's side. Evening, may I help you with something?
Let us in the house.
Like look over in front of him, sort of put my hand over his face and like, Mark Zantz, I already called ahead for McNeil.
Ah, yes, sir. We are expecting you. Go ahead and pull up to the front door, and we'll have the valet take the car. You pull up. As you file out of the house, someone... I don't feel like McNeil's the kind of person that would actually have butlers and shit, so one of the guards will get in and park the car for you. As you knock on the door, McNeil himself answers. And he sort of looks around and he goes, "First of all, that was fucking funny. There is no second of all. Come on in." So I gotta ask, what the fuck happened tonight?
Well, I imagine a lot of mistakes were made.
A lot of ones are rolling.
I might agree.
Well, we got a little bit flustered. We went out looking on that investigation for fucking Sebastian. I'm sorry. What's his name? Sahulu. Don Sebastian.
No, the guy you're looking for is the murderer.
Not the murderer, the guy who we had to introduce ourselves earlier.
Oh yeah, the prince.
Prince, Don Sebastian. We were investigating a murder for him, and, well...
The whole thing was a ruse to watch these two. And somehow that escalated it into a massacre and an arson.
I've had it.
I'll take responsibility for the arson, but the murder was... I'm not into that shit.
Hey, I'm a judge, but not...
You're gonna be like, that's me.
Still with your two guns out.
They're still smoking. Damn the thing.
How does McNeil react to blood dripping all over his house?
He used to be Savat. He's dried off now. Oh, it's soaked into your upholstery.
Sweet.
You're like,
That shit's hard to get out. I would know spaghetti sauce.
Mr. Ash, I don't believe we've had an extended discussion.
I don't believe that either.
Well, I'm sure you know who I am. I know who you are. Please, make yourself at home.
Mr. McNeil,
Shut the sound out here.
I can assume that we have caused grievous damage to our own reputations within the peoples that we are.
Like I told Zantz, my accent is going to be slippery as fuck, okay? Like, we're talking like cocktail weenie, wet brand lubricant on this one, because I can't fucking do Scottish.
We'll start with haggis. Start every word with
Spaghetti, spaghetti, spaghetti. Like I told Zantz, you did one thing right. You didn't implicate the rest of us. That being said, you really fucked up.
I imagine I cannot show myself in front of any of the city primogen people or vampires associated with Don Sebastian.
Well, you're welcome amongst the anarchs, lad. Salvador thinks it's fucking funny.
I appreciate it. Ah, Salvador, my old chum. How's that fucking doing? Wait, I saw him like 5 fucking hours ago. Never mind. In any case,
You're welcome to stay here as long as you need, but keep a low profile for your own sake.
I might need some hair dye. You guys got any fixer-upper type things?
Do I look like I have fucking hair dye?
You got any ladies around here? A fucking hairdresser? I don't know. Well, anarchists aren't that organized that they can't fix themselves up once in a while. You don't like to party?
This one's been hitting the smack tonight.
Oh, you have no idea.
I give you my permission to be hitting him with the smack.
Ah, I heard what you just said. I was actually going to ask. Do you have any animals about?
So you left the heroin in your jacket that you told me. And because I wasn't there, I wasn't going to metagame and tell you. But I've been waiting for you to reach in that jacket for like the last 30 minutes.
It's like,
The gerbil!
From humanity.
No, humanity, you monster! You sent a high gerbil to the furnace.
Ah, shit. I lost my shit. I'm gonna need more of it later. I need a fucking nap.
That's a sin for like humanity zero, man. Come on.
McNeil will usher you into his estate, just as you can barely see the first rays of sunrise begin to creep above the horizon. With that, is there anything else you wish to accomplish tonight?
No.
His house down?
What?
He said burn down the
I can kill all of your characters.
Right now.
You guys are trying to make Charlie DB gay.
with every one of his characters you kill, an inferno will ensue.
Oh my god.
You may kill him with that fire, but so does the story.
We'll rise from the ashes like a phoenix.
The rest of the night will pass without incident.
Yay, no bandits.
The next night, you awaken first.
Okay.
I would like you to spend your blood point, please.
Yep.
What?
Actually, I have to spend 2 because I'm a disease carrier as well.
Oh my god.
What does the time say on the bottom?
Hold on, I want to get through this
No,
time.
it's fine. I just wanted to count.
1 hour, 10 minutes, 51 seconds.
Oh, so we still have about an hour to go. You awaken first. What does what does your character sleep in?
It's a normal bed. It's kind of like a really crappy, like, bottom apartment. You know how, like, apartment buildings, they always, like, use number or letters to label the really shitty, like, boiler room apartments. So I figure it's like one of those above a, like, a stage theater. So I kind of, like, do maintenance and help out.
But what kind of attire do you wear to bed?
PJs. Naked.
Yeah, it's Joe. I'm half expecting him to say naked.
He starts off wearing PJs and then throughout the night they just slither off.
A nice set of ta-dun-ta-duns.
What's a ta-dun-ta-dun?
You know, the ta-dun-ta-dun.
Like a Speedo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no boxer briefs, but, you know,
Okay.
more briefs.
It's about 6:30, right? The sun just went down. You immediately realize that you have woken up early as you bolt upright in bed. You immediately stand up, start rushing for your keys, and head out the door.
Am I still half naked?
Yes, that's why I asked what you're wearing. With 8 successes, you rush, doing anything to get to them. You may... Now, normally you would be able to try to resist, but with the power... What was it?
No, I have iron will.
Ironclad command, you would have to roll to spend a willpower to see if the willpower succeeds. The difficulty would be 11.
I have iron will.
Iron will gives you 2 successes every time you spend a willpower.
Okay.
But you have to roll
to get the success
to see if it works. Difficulty 11, which, according to Ironclad command, makes trying to resist impossible.
Yeah. No, I'm following.
But you'll get 3 successes.
Where do I know where I'm going?
Your body just kind of instinctually moves.
Oh, God.
As much as you would want to resist or try to, your body just kind of goes on its own.
Like Marty Wood.
Okay.
Eventually,
I guess that's a better direction than I was going. Okay.
you find yourself at the art gallery.
From last night?
From last night. You step out of the car without even turning your car off. The guy at the door raises his hand and you brush right past him.
You just put your hand on his face and like push him down.
I pull out a headshot and hand it to him.
Out of your... It's all crumpled and matted and sweaty.
It's got pubes on it. Smells all raunchy. Like,
You enter the main area where Elysium was held last night.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see, sitting in his wooden throne, is Don Sebastian. Next to him is a very surly, rugged Mexican gentleman, and I use the term gentleman loosely.
Mm-hmm.
Beside him is the red-headed woman that you saw him with. Intelligence politics for me, please.
You can do that.
Oh, I can do that all day.
intelligent politics. You should be pissing yourself.
Div 1, 2, 3. 3 successes?
You see 4 of the city's 5 primogen standing behind him.
Do I know which ones?
Victor Albrecht. No, I'm sorry, Victor Armitage the Malkavian. Alphonse Albrecht the Nosferatu. Drusilla. And... Let's see. Maybe it is only 3. There's no Premier.
Louis IV.
Oh, yeah.
Louis Forte.
Louis is not up there.
So it's...
There's a bunch of other Toreadors standing around the room. Before Don Sebastian, sort of off to the side, in the main floor, there is what appears to be some sort of sculpture with a large tarp draped over it. And out of the tarp you can see what appears to be like a golden bronze bull's head peeking out. And you can smell gasoline. And you are wearing effectively a Speedo.
I was summoned.
Where's the heart? Where's the heart?
Wait.
Selena Vega is standing right next to him, and she has in her hands this large wad of a very fine dress that she is rending into tatters with the gnashing of her hands.
She's splitting the atoms.
Can I do a charisma politics to introduce myself and be like, I was summoned?
Yes, absolutely.
You gonna put your hair back up?
Play it cool. I was summoned.
You asked for my attention.
1, 2,
You botch,
3,
you piss yourself.
4 successes, 5 successes.
So you just walk up. I was summoned.
I'm summoned.
You're like, what's up, babe?
You call?
Be like the little kiss at the heartbeat.
You want my headshot?
I will demonstrate respect and ask him what I'm here for.
What'd you come here for? It's a little early. Still early to party. And I don't think I'm just for the king unless it's that kind of party.
Would it be presumptuous of me to ask for some clothing?
Mr. Schreck, Don Sebastian says with his hand.
Oh my god, he knows my name!
He does now. Would you mind repeating to me the promise that you made to me of your own volition, before my throne just last night?
Well, I promised that I would try to keep out of trouble the Gibril and the Fierro, as they were trying to ascertain who killed your buddy. I don't have his name. Raphael Beaumont.
And would you please explain to me how it came to be one of my mansions were burned down last night?
Well,
looked at a card.
Right there.
I was not actually directly involved with that. The last I left them, I was following up on something. I told somebody I'd stay with the car, and I thought they were just going to open a door.
Oh, but Mr. Schreck, when you promised me something,
Well, I also promised you I'd find out who killed Mr. Raphael, and that is what I was working on. There was no lead at the house. I realized whose house it was, and I left.
He motions.
Yeah.
And one of the toreador that are sort of gathered on the side will pull the tarp off of the sculpture. And it is indeed a copper goldish sculpture of a bull.
Yeah.
And underneath the bull is just piles of your headshots. And you can see that they are sodden. Sort of like a side section of the bull's stomach is not cut away, but it's like made of glass so you can see inside.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the inside, there seems to be a bed of dry grass, leaves, kindling. And on top of it is what appears to be a rotund African-American gentleman folded in half backwards with a stake through his chest.
That looks painful.
And Don Sebastian pulls a box of matches. And he says, I am a fair prince, Mr. Schreck. I allowed you to bring your caitiff filth into my city. And this is how I am betrayed. This is what happens when I allow an Italian and an Arabian to pollute my streets, after I accepted them with open arms and even offered them a boon for such a simple request. And he lights a match. And you can see everybody in the dais sort of like backs up a little bit. He just stares intently into the flames and throws it. And as it lands on the piles of your headshot, it just ignites.
It's everything.
It starts a fire underneath the bull. And he says, would you like to know, Mr. Schreck, how you're going to make it up to me?
I would love to know how I'm going to make it up to you, sir.
This morning, my allies, and as he's talking, you can see the dry kindling within the bull start to smoke a little bit, and the smoke begins pouring out of the nostrils of the bull. Mr. Fierro was not where the Nosferatu told me he was. Congratulations to your friends to outwit them. They are my most trusted servants. It is not like them to fail. I want you to behold the man that brought the disgrace known as Murphy Fierro into my kingdom, as he gestures to the bull. And you can see the kindling starts catching and burning a little bit, and his skin begins to just shrivel underneath the flames.
Your vengeance is denied. Now the vengeance has been retargeted.
You will bring me Fierro, or, and don't make no mistake, Mr. Schreck, I will find him. You both will suffer the punishment that I have for him.
I completely understand your wrath. I was greatly appalled with the actions of...
Not enough to stop it, Mr. Schreck.
Well, I can only stop so much from where I was standing.
Sitting.
Sitting. Being very passive about it. I can only do so much.
I completely
Being stuck in the car.
understand.
I was AFK, I'm sorry.
Well, after realizing whose domain I was in, I did leave the premises. I was not going to violate your rules of your dominion. I understand that you have graciously accepted me into your city, where.
And mind you, you're still making this speech in a speedo.
Yeah.
Do you have an erection?
Well, no.
Did you
no.
spend?
Really seems like you're groveling right now.
Oh, would you not be groveling in this exact moment?
Probably not.
No, you would already be dead.
He's coldly logical about things.
I will make haste at your request.
One more thing, Mr. Schreck. Your other charge, ¿cómo se dice? Sand monkey.
Well, if
Was told specifically not to kill any of his kind, was he not?
I vaguely remember something about that.
Oh, but you know the rules of my domain, Mr. Schreck. Surely you know that destroying your own kind is forbidden. Pass a message to Mr. I'm sorry, what was his name? Hibril?
I believe you said sand monkey.
Oh, God.
Tell him that when we kill our own kind, it makes animals of us all. Remove yourself from my presence.
And I'm gone.
And you sort of walk.
Didn't know it has celerity.
You leave. I just sort of leave the main room. Once you're sort of out of earshot and the Toryar are just kind of up in tumult, you can see another figure sort of step in from a side room. And from a slant of moonlight, you can see that it's Louis Fortier. He gives you one of these, and he walks in the side room. And he sort of like braces himself against the back wall. For the love of God, what are you wearing?
I wasn't.
That was the wrong accent.
Yeah.
For the love of God, what are you wearing?
What I was wearing when I was summoned by supernatural means. I was still asleep.
Do you not have the PJs?
This
This is of no matter. S'il vous plaît, tell me exactly what happened last night. Please do not leave out a single detail. It may be important.
Well,
And then the flashback.
Trust this guy.
Say it how you remember it.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go
Oh,
anywhere.
I want. Can I make a perception politics to see where Louis Fortier stands in Sebastian's graces?
He is one of the Primogen. That is as much as you know.
That's what I'm asking. I didn't know if he had misgivings. And I know of misgivings.
You wouldn't know.
Okay.
You've never spoken to him. It was the one Primogen you didn't speak
It
to.
was. Well, I will start regaling him with the accounts after we get to the apartment of
Don't give names.
Raphael Beaumont.
Just say Murphy and Brady.
So I will give him a step-by-step account from there on.
He will nod and he will say, I do not understand. How does this become burning down the Toreador Salon?
Well, as I explained in my recount of the event from the night before, I wasn't actually directly involved in the planning of what they transpired. I can tell you that I don't know how you take that jump. I mean, I would have kick the door harder.
Or pick a lock. Who burns down?
Coincidentally, that door's the only thing that's left standing.
I was kind of curious as to what the events take place at the house.
It is the Toreador Salon. They have meetings there once a month. You can understand the prince's ire. I believe, I hear tell Selena may have found a new venue.
Where is that, by the way?
Do you have any reinforcements?
I honestly cannot. I've tried to figure out what was going through their minds, but
Listen to me. Do not give Fierro to the prince. You heard him in there. He holds you just as accountable as Fierro. Neither of you will see justice. Cleave to your anarchs. They are the only ones that can protect you now. I will try to talk sense into the prince, but you must understand this does not make your people look good in the eyes of the Camarilla.
yeah.
Nazis. That is.
Well, I mean, at least the anarchs weren't implicated.
There is a saying that comes to mind since my time in the in America. You have had relations with the pooch.
Yeah. Yeah, really fucked the pooch on this one.
Anyway, I will not force your hand, but I will warn you. There is no justice in Don Sebastian's eyes. Save for his tantrums and what he sees fit to deliver.
What I'm curious about is why he was sending us on a chase after a murderer where it looks like he more than well knew who was involved in the murder. With what little I found at the apartment, all the signs were pointing to either somebody in the Camarilla or somebody he directly knows. It's all for show. I just want to know why.
I don't think he actually asks the Nosferatu. I don't think he cares, to be very honest. I can tell you that it was busy work, as you Americans say. It was so he could give you something to do, yes?
Yeah.
And keep an eye on the one whose clan has a reputation for diablerie, and the other one who has a reputation for poor impulse control. I dearly wish that I could disagree with that sentiment.
I will take your counsel and to heart, and I do appreciate it.
Do with it what you will, Schreck. I do not wish to see any others meet an undue punishment.
This isn't gonna end well. There's nowhere on this path with Don Sebastian that this is just gonna end well for at least me and the two, as you said. He has no justice. That's more than plain. I'm trying to figure out which path I walk now.
Don Sebastian is still my prince. So long as he remains my prince, I will hold out hope. Your MacNeil is an intelligent man, if not always forthcoming with his intelligence. And he has made strides to make the Anarch cause sympathetic.
Yeah.
I fear you may have damaged that. I will do my best in the meantime. Do not bring Fierro to the prince. I did not tell you this.
I didn't even talk to you. In fact, you're the one Primogen I haven't talked to yet.
Keep it that way, and he will. basically fuck off into the room.
Yeah.